Alright, part 4, getting the exhaust ready to pass inspection. Just welded that all up, all the way around. Unseized that piece from the actual muffler itself, so that was good. Weld this all up, gonna hit this with heat paint real quick. Started unwrapping this pipe a little bit backwards. I'm gonna have to re-weld it back to that, and then I'm gonna wrap the wrap up to right here on each one of the pipes so it don't look so bad. But I liked how it sounded with the straight pipes, but I know those are gonna look better instead of having that big old open space right there. I have something to fill it up, so yeah, I'll get back to you guys once hopefully both of them are welded up and painted before I put them on. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, like I showed previously, this one's all welded up where I want it to be at, waiting for it to cool down so I can hit all that with heat paint. Sand it down a little bit before. Finally, took me 3 different times to tack it up and get it in the right spot, but it's in the right spot. Tacked up, meets that bolt. Seats inside of the head, and the other one fits as well. I just don't feel like fighting it in there and showing you. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld that all up, clean off the rust inside of there, hit all the outside and the back of it with heat paint, and then re-wrap them to right here on each pipe so it looks a little slicker. But yeah, to be honest, I missed the pipes right there, so I'm kind of glad I put them all back on. The only reason me and my buddy Brian cut them off was because that there was gas leaking out of the bottom of this thing, and we wanted to know what the hell was going on, if it was coming out of here or there, but it ended up it was coming out of here, but it was because it was our fault, because I took this air fuel line and hooked it up down here and put this one up here, so it was draining fuel straight out into the motor. So we honestly cut it off for no reason, but it's all right. That's what happens when you're working on shit. You back up and you redo it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get it all welded up, and then I might keep it. I like it. All right, I just got clutch cable hooked up. I didn't video it because it's boring, but then while I was doing that, the RPM gauge came in, and just look at that placement. Look at it. I took the stock bracket that came with it and bent it up to where it fit like that, and then I just snuck it on to a previous bolt that was already there. Now I gotta wire it all up. But yeah, that's the second part to come in, the tack. I think it looks pretty good. I know that's black gauge and that's a white gauge, but it's alright. But yeah, looks pretty good. Bad dog. Eating little girl socks. Not good. But more parts came in for the bike. You guys saw the RPM gauge last. My rear light came in with my license plate holder. It's gonna be mounted, let's say, there's the back wheel. Alright, the knife is the back fender and wheel. This is where the old light used to be, and now we're going to be mounting that on the side. Still the plate, and the plate will go right there. And then also my new handlebar grips came in, and I like how they feel in your hand. They're like really squishy, and to be honest, they're pretty heavy too, so I'm gonna love holding on to that when I'm riding. And then it's got like little chauffeur spikes at the end. It's kind of cool. But yeah, these 2 parts just came in today. Wait for it to focus. It's been raining off and on, but still a nice day. Alright, show you my new workspace. I didn't film it because I was just in a hurry to put them up, and I put them up by myself. The only hard part by yourself is putting that roof topper on each side. That was kind of hard, but that's all for storage. So is that, and this is going to be like my little work area and what I'm going to pull my bike in and out of. I mean, it's not too bad for being Rubbermaid. This is kind of just a little setup I got going on right now. Let me wedge the door. Ugh. so I can roll my bike in and out, doesn't get wet anymore. I just threw a tabletop that was in the trash out back in here on some tires, started stacking all my tools and shit in here. I've never in my life had all my shit in one spot like this. So I know it's just a shed, but I'm pretty fucking excited about it. But all the wheels are gonna go. I'm gonna make like a workbench area in the back, and then I bought lights upstairs that I showed you earlier. I'm gonna hang those up, and then how I'm gonna run power to is I'm just gonna have like a power cord right here, and then just run an extension cord when I'm out here to the front of the building right there. So I'll have power out here, like radio and power tools or anything I need to power. And then I just picked this up today. Motorcycle jack. I saw a couple YouTube videos on it, so I was like, what the hell? I might as well buy one. Because I plan on taking the wheels off the bike and painting them and doing white wall tires and shit like that. So I was like, I know I'm going to need that motherfucker. So I picked that up. But this is where the mini garage is happening at. And in the next couple weeks, you'll see I'll get the table in here and get the lights set up so it's more of a workable space. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and put that jack together. And then after that, try to install some of my new parts on the bike. And today, I went to get it inspected. And got everything the way they wanted it. Even welded the exhaust back on like I didn't want to. And this guy has the nerve after he's about to say, yeah, you're all good to go. My neutral indicator light works. My turn signal light works. But my high beam indicator light to show me when my high beams are on didn't work, so he failed me. I really feel like he was just trying to find any little thing to fuck me over on, and he found it. So this little indicator light is what's holding me up from getting it inspected right now. That was the second time I went. So this, hopefully third time will be the charm after I try to figure out how to take that apart and put a new bulb in it. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put that jack together and see if it'll jack up the bike or not. And then, yeah. So I'll see you guys after I get the jack built. And I need a smoke break. So, yeah, see you guys in a minute. Alright. Next day, after I showed you guys what I just showed you. That's right. It looks like a front wheel to a motorcycle. Dun dun dun. All taken apart. Gonna go ahead and start cleaning the wheels. And I'll show you guys my little workstation I've been working on. Boom. Did some touches to it last night. Got the motorcycle jack built. This thing works pretty good. Probably for like a lot, you know, beefier motorcycles, because these arms right here are really wide. But I ended up having to put it on the very end of the jack because of the exhaust hanging down below the frame, and I didn't want to take the exhaust off, so I just toe strapped it. It's pretty sturdy, and then I got a jack stand underneath of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock the wheels out, get them all cleaned up, and see if I'm going black, red, or I'm gonna stay chrome. I'm not sure yet, but for sure they will be white walls, regardless of what I do to the actual wheel itself. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get that knocked out. Might move on to some other stuff if I have time today. But yeah, got lights ran in the shed so I can be working out here at night. Power. So yeah, coming along. Got all that junk that was out of here when I first showed you guys earlier. Put it all in here, clean that out. So it's kind of like my storage area now. So I'll get back to you guys once these wheels are nice and sparkly and clean. Alright, about an hour and 20 minutes later, wheels cleaned, masked off. The chrome is actually pretty nice, but in some spots I had to scuff them because they're starting to rust, so that's why I am painting them. But I got supposed to fill like a filler primer And then I'm gonna start shooting them black. So I'll get back to you guys after they're nice and black and shiny. Got the primer laid down. I actually kind of like the color of the primer, to be honest. I think it's all that rat coming out of me. But got them primed up. I'm gonna flip them over, prime the other side after they dry a little bit, and then I'll shoot them black. I'll be back when they're all nice and, like I said, shiny and black. See you then. No wheels. All out of paint. I think they turned out pretty good. Pretty shiny. Turned out pretty good for pretty high winds and on the side of the building. So really took my time and made sure there was no like ugly marks where, like, I mean, it's right up against the rotor line on the front and back. So I tried my best to mask everything off, and I think it turned out pretty good. Both sides are painted and flipped over. That would fall in my paint. I'll get that out in a minute. But yeah, those are done. So now I'm gonna go ahead, start taking this goofy light off the back, start installing my, I think this is like the part where you look at it and you know it's a bobber. I know not everyone does it with a bobber, but that's what I feel like. And I really was wanting to find one with like an old school logo on it, like an old Ford Model T or something like that. So we're going to be installing that. So I'll get back to you guys once this is off and the wires are cut up, and I'll see how it looks. I don't have the back tire on right now, but I'll see how it looks by shoving the rod through there and mounting it up and tightening it up. And then after that, this is on the top notch of the shock, and I kind of want to keep the shocks because I rode it around and I kind of like the soft tail feel. It's really comfortable. And my buddy has a bobber, and he made it a hard tail, and it was just really stiff. And even though he had like the little Springer seat on it, I didn't really like it that much. And I'm also still going to want to be, I'm still going to have this so I can ride my girl with me. So I'll get back to you guys once that's all demolished and that's kind of mocked up. So I'll see you guys then. Let's just look at these wheels one last time. Fresh. Now, like I said, I was going to go white wall, but I'm going to clean these up and everything, let them sit for 2 days or so, and then I'm going to decide if I'm really going to go white wall or not. But yeah, I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Alright, the wheels are pretty much dry, so I'm going to go ahead and peel all that off and set them up in here and let them dry for a couple days and then clean them off. But went ahead and got all the back lights off of this thing, all stripped down, and then, oh, it looks so good. That's installed. Clipped the wires, ready for the blinkers to come in. Those haven't come in yet. So it's gonna be wired up. I think I'm gonna drill a really small hole in this fender right behind this chain guard. Well, not behind the chain guard because the chain's going to be there, but I was just thinking that in my head. Maybe it would have covered it, but it's not a good idea. I'm going to drill a tiny hole right here, wire it up to this, and then I'm just going to put a corrugated hose right there so it's not anywhere near the chain. That's a better idea. I'm going to do that. But then I'm also going to go ahead and mark out the back fender of where I'm going to cut it. So when I get back with you guys, those will all be peeled and looking good, and then this should be marked and getting ready to be cut out. And I still haven't forgot, gonna notch these down after I cut this. So I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Bike shot. Bike shot. Alright. Got the fender marked. Don't look at this side of the line. This is the hard side of the line. Right over here. Got that marked all the way up and around. So that's marked out. I'm about to cut that and peel all the tape off the wheels, and boom. All right, I'm leaving it up to maybe a couple people that comment on my video if I should go white wall or not, and I'm gonna wait until at least somebody says something, and I'm most likely gonna take their advice because I'm just not sure. But they turned out pretty good. I think they look really good. The shine. That's the inside of the drum, so. Turned out really good. I really made sure that I did not miss any angles of the spokes. So they are completely covered, looking good. But I'm gonna go ahead and get back to you guys after I hack that fender off, and then she'll be a real bobber, baby. See you guys in a minute. Alright. Line was made last time I got it with you guys. Went ahead and scored a line all the way around it. And also, by the way, I freehanded the line, so I'm happy with where it's at. But I know you guys will let me know if it looks like shit or not. But made that whole outline, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. There's already no turning back because, you know, scored the fucking fender. So let's get this done. I really don't like cutting like this because it bites back, so you already can't get a clean cut with this. So I'm gonna still try to go this way the whole time. She's about to not be a piece of this anymore. Alright, kind of awkward because I'm in a really tight corner, but let's do it. Alright, here she goes. Bye bye, ugly fender. Hello, bobber life.